FCT, retired military personnel on Tuesday barricaded the entrance to the Ministry of Finance in Abuja, demanding the full payment of their long-overdue entitlements. The protest saw the retirees setting up canopies and arranging chairs to block access to the ministry. This demonstration follows a similar protest in December 2024, during which the retirees also shut down the ministry over the government's failure to settle their claims. Despite official approval for payments, they were informed that funds were unavailable to address their demands. The retirees are calling for the settlement of various outstanding benefits, including the 20% to 28% pay increase for the period between January and November of 2024. Additionally, they are demanding palliatives for October 2023 to November 2024, an extra 32,000 naira added to their pensions, a lump sum payment of the security debarment allowance, and a refund of pension deduction from the salaries of medically boarded soldiers. Oloma, you say people in the military, they get in there, put their lives on the line for the good of the country in different capacities. What are your thoughts on this story?
Before these people are military men, before they're military men, they're Nigerians.
Right.
They're human beings as well. And then they're military men. They're people who have served the country and all of us. And we're thankful for their service, of course. But now that they're done with their service and they've retired, I don't see why it's difficult to give credit where credit is due. And that includes their payments, the payment that they have to protest for, work that they did. It's a lot for me to take in currently, and I just want us to do better, really. I really want Nigeria to do better. I don't want people who are retired, and clearly if you're retired, you've come of age. So to have them mount canopies and come out in numbers to ask for something that's clearly theirs, something that they deserve, I feel like we should definitely do better. And along the line when you were reading, I did see that the government has approved for these funds to be dispersed,
but it's delayed.
It's still being delayed.
Why do you think that is? Why is that a structural thing where you hear now? It's also, you can cite it to incidents like what is happening in the NYSC, where it's been said the monies have been disbursed. You people will get it soon. It's been going on for months. Why are these monies always delayed? Why do you think is it the systemic systems that makes it in a way where these fundings are being delayed all of the time, repeatedly?
To be fair, I've asked this question before. I don't work in the government sector, so whenever there's something that has to do with the government sector that comes out, I like to ask questions and know exactly what the problem is. And I've asked, and they said it doesn't have to do with the federal government. That most of these times, the federal government have actually dispersed these funds to the states, and the state is withholding it. Why they are doing that, I have absolutely no idea. So I guess somebody who works for the state would have to answer us. I just hope that we do better, really. To have these elderly people and military retirees sites protest all over the place, I don't think that's something we should keep quiet or accept as a nation. Right. Really.
Now these people previously under the umbrella ministry, they were under a ministry, right? What do you think these ministries should do? And this particular story resonates with me a lot because my dad was in the military. He passed. We never got that gratuity. It's been over 10 years ever, right? Now, what plans should be put in place? Because someone serves in a place. That's why we have the pension board. Because you serve in a place with the expectation that after my service, when I'm incapable of doing this same service I'm giving to you now in my old age as a retired person, I would have some form of incentives to live life through till when my time on earth here is done, right? What you know, systems should be put in place to make sure that these people that have put, some of them, the transfers in the military is insane. 1 minute you're in Zamfara, 1 minute you're in Kaduna, 1 minute you're moved. They keep moving them. Your life is actually not your own. For the time of service, they give their life to the government and to the people they serve. Now, what systems should be put in place to ensure that these people don't come out and start begging for monies for where they already served and deserve these payments?
I do think that this system is already in place because it's a government entity.
Right.
And like I said, I don't work in the government sector, but I know a couple people who do. My mom works for Nigerian Postal Services.
Okay.
So she works for the government. And speaking of pensions, they've put a lot of measures in place. I have aunties who used to work with her that were her, you know, her bosses that have retired, and they've gotten their payments. So I really don't know I don't know what maybe it's a different sector of the government. The military definitely has to be a different sector. But on this other side, they've put these things in place where they tell you a certain amount, they pay you like half this pension, and then monthly for the rest of your life, the other one comes in, like it's your basic salary. And, you know, they require a couple things like your NIN, these regular things that they would require.
And these people, you know, don't have this compliance that these people have.
No, they do not. So that's why I think that it's that sector of the government, the military.
Right.
Really. And another thing that I think is, I think these people, if we could get in touch with somebody from one of these retirees and ask questions individually, because we don't really know what they're going through. What we know is what we're seeing. If we could have like one of them and ask them what really is delaying your payment. Is there something you were required to get that you cannot get? Let me hear from your point of view. Let me know what the problem really is.
No, that would have been, given that it's not an isolated case, as it were. You have lots of them because they fully barricaded your whole entrance point. Even coming with canopies and chairs because they intend to stay there the entire day. It's not an isolated case. It's not 4 to 5 people, right? Meaning there are a lot of them and it's been a repeated structure. Imagine them talking about 30,000 that was delayed, payments that were delayed from February, incentives that were delayed. So you'd see that it's a long-term thing that has been going on for a while.
And that is true, because if they didn't actually deserve these payments, I don't think that once the protest starts, measures will start being put in place for the payment to be disbursed.
Exactly.
It's because they actually should have given these people these funds.
Right.
That's why they do it as soon as people start to protest.